Morning friends. In the last two videos I had discussed in regard to the violence against the females, and the second topic was violence in community. Now this is the third video in regard to the violence, and I will be discussing the violence against the males. Before going into this topic, I should first make out a story, which is a real story which I'll be sharing with you. I remember a young financially weak person. He got married to a rich girl, and the rich girl had him a habit of getting everything on the table of demand, and the persons were all at her services. Now, after her marriage, she joined her matrimonial house, and in the matrimonial house, there were not enough resources to meet her demands on the table as well as the person at her services also. Now, as soon as the marriage life started in the matrimonial home. She finding out difficult. Now she started accusing the boy and the family person whenever the demands were not being met and the person not at her service, because the services were being done by the husband or the family member of the husband. This has restrained out a lot of problem into the married life. Now she started harassing the boy and wanted the things to be done by him or the family members, which she would get out suffocated. And in this case also she set up the examples of her early life, comparing and as well as putting a force of things to be done with the threatening and with the past life which she has experienced. In this way the differences grew up very strongly. Now, as the days were going on, she started throwing things upon the husband, as well as using sarcastic word and the force to make the things done. So this cannot be done because the violence against the male has to be seen in an equal things in regard to the females also. Now, until unless the equal opportunity and the equal respect and equal attention and the equal support not been given together in the married life, because the opposite have to live their life together, and in the togetherness it has to be a sharing and an equal status has to be maintained. Now today, before going into the violence against males, I'll be discussing for three topics into that mainly. Thereafter I'll be talking about the rape over the males also. The three main topics which are there: the domestic violence against the males, then the sexual harassment. Nowadays what is happening in the urban life, even male prostitution mainly will be concentrated in the urban areas. Now in regard to domestic violence, nowadays there are many women and girls who carry domestic violence in the family. It has been long been considered that the females are the victims of the violence, but in today urbanization and the ambulation of the several women and girls take the toll of the torture and the violence against the male partners. The increasing expenditure of luxurious and the lust had led to the male torture by the female partners, for the reason that the male partners are not able to loop up with the expenditure of the female partners, for the reason man beat the wife is heard occasionally. Maximum we see this kind of abuse is densely populated cities, and it can go on above the private matters. The sexual harassment what we see nowadays, there are very few reports, not too much but a few, which occasionally realize in the developed country that the sexual harassment in the workplace is a growing concern for man. The female employees abuse their authority from the masculine and a handsome male co-workers or subordinates. Man who refuses to give him to the such unwanted sexual advances often ranks to a risk of anything from the dismissal to the demotion. Now, male prostitution is also been seen in the developed countries, even in developing countries where the urbanization has taken place. In developed urbanization, for the reason of highly inflated luster of urban luxury, have forced many males by enter into the male prostitution and of the female, and the situations are worsening The sexual desire of females are not satisfied, and the want of more sex leads to female hire males co-partners for the want of releasing sexual desire and pleasure. Now, the fourth thing which I had told about the rape over the males is a very serious new generation problem that has arisen, that the high society women and girls luring the male co-workers. Nowadays, even young male children are also being victimized by the female to achieve want of sex and satisfy the desire and the pleasure of attraction. We have seen that the young females were the victim war conflicts, domestic violence and the community violence, but the growth of violence on male have generated benefit is very marginal and mushrooming in the developed urban areas. These topics which I have discussed, if you want to know more, you can buy my book, Discover the Truth to Make Your Married Life Everlasting and Happy. It contains around 170 pages. There are several topics which will be dealing with your thoughts which you want to know more about it. Thank you.